Hello everyone, today we're going to have some fun with the Outpaint feature in ComfyUI. Because we have very cool models for SDXL now, we're not mainly focused on Flux in this video. We have to collaborate on different models together as well. As you can see here, there's a union ControlNet type, but they have the repaint for the ControlNet type that you can use. We've talked about the ControlNet Union SDXL previously. They have a new update of the model called Promax that's able to run this repaint ControlNet type. What it's doing is that it will be able to do inpaint features and lookalike features for ControlNet right into your ComfyUI. This is installed by default in ComfyUI custom nodes. For the latest update versions of ComfyUI and for the Promax Union ControlNet, you can go to Hugging Face. There's a ControlNet Union SDXL 1.0. We've talked about this one, it's very cool. One ControlNet model allows you to do 12 controls and more advanced 5 events editing using the Promax. Right now, this is the updated version of what they have. Previously, we were talking about only the normal Union ControlNet SDXL, and now we have the Promax version of the same file size you're able to download in Hugging Face. But I have to emphasize that we have to use the Promax because if you're not using Promax, you're using the ControlNet Union SDXL 1.0, the older version, and you're not able to use the ControlNet repaint features here. Let's try one time. Before that, I've already done the Promax using the Union Promax ControlNet. As you can see, I did Outpaint for this image, and right here we do layering. Now we need to have this custom node called layer styles. It's on the GitHub project page. Basically, this is for layering different images, maybe some image on top of that or underneath. And you can see there are different styles that you can do, just like how you do in Photoshop. But here we can do it in AI and set the parameters, different locations, etc. And then we'll pass that first in the SDXL using the Union ControlNet to create a new image of that Outpaint image like that. Let's try without the Promax and you'll see what the error is. First of all, we have to turn the detailer off and run the first sampling. As you can see, there's the control type repaint. It's out of the range of numbers types supported in the ControlNet that I select. And it said you have to consider using the Promax ControlNet Union models, which we are downloading from this link as well. For the latest models of the Union SDXL ControlNet, we select Promax, and you can still use Promax for other ControlNet types such as tiles, canny, lineart, OpenPose, etc., and it also supports segment as well. There are many features that we can talk about in later future videos, but in this one, we're using the repaint. It was used to be running with the inpainting features, so it's going to be getting the mask for the painting. But instead of what we have in the existing image to inpaint what is inside of these image dimensions, we're extending the image dimensions with the layering utility features, and we got the invert mask having the plate of the layer of the mask as the outpaint area. So we invert that mask from the original image and get a larger size of the mask as a whole, masking for what we're going to do for our paint area. So for like this black area, and we're going to use SDXL, and you can use other SDXL models as well for realism or anime style, 3D styles, etc., whatever you want to do. But if you have like a realism style source image for outpainting, then of course you've got to choose the realism style checkpoint models. And here what I did is I added differential diffusion custom nodes. And we've talked about these custom nodes before. It's working pretty well for VAE encode for inpainting custom nodes. These two nodes are always, I think, going to be always working together. And I add the FreeU version 2 nodes in here as well. So it will enhance a little bit for the model data, passing some more details for the output image for the inpaint mask plate layer. So I call this like a plate layer of what we have extended dimensions from the original source image, and this one is going to pass into our VAE encoded inpainting. So it will act as the whole image as the artwork for the highlighted area of that. And after we choose the Promax, it shouldn't have a problem in the sampling steps here. And again, we'll have a comparison of two images between the plate layer image, which is coming from here, and we got the output image of what we have after Outpaint, and we send it to other groups as well using the get and set node. And here's a preview comparison for that. Let's run one more time with the Promax. And as you can see, it's working, it's running, and the K-sampler is working on it. And here's the result for the first sampling groups. And right here, this is going to be our first sampling, but as you can see, there are some problems here. We see the coloration of the background as well is kind of different. There's like a transition in between that coloration, and as well as some extended places on here, like these hands and legs we have to fix, and as well as some color on the back here is different color right here. So we have to fix those as a mask area for what we highlighted in the source image. And we're going to reuse this source image. We highlight this border of the image and bring it to another detailer to work on fixing those border different colorations after we outpaint it. And that will look better. It will not do something like, if we use tools, for example, Canva or a lot of online image editing tools, you will have the expand features. Actually, this is the outpaint features. So for example, with the magic expand in Canva, you can do like a whole image expand. So that is going to render just like what we do in the ComfyUI workflow, but instead there are some problems, and I'm going to show this after this generated image. As you can see all this for preview, there are some problems for the expanded content. First of all, it's not clear. Second of all, this style is different from what we have in the source image. It's totally deformed people. And the new result, like this one, also looks horrible. You cannot just accept using the general AI expand features or outpaint features to have such an image. And in the border of this cut of this outpaint result, you see there is a big border that is different colorations of the outpaint area and the original source image area. So what we have to do is it's just not acceptable to use such features, in my opinion. And I think Canva has to fix this kind of problem if they want really good AI tools for image editing. But currently, we can do that in ComfyUI, and we have a way better result. Even I have not done any enhancement detailing. It's almost better and closer to what we can do in Canva. But there are slight changes. You see the window frame here and the eyes of the character as well. There are slight changes after we do sampling, and we have to bring back this original source image, so it will look exactly like this image for the outpaint with more detail. And we fix those frame borders with matching colorations. Even this one looks better than what we got in Canva. As you can see in Canva, there are two colors, and all these faces are not going to be the same. This one is like a robot or a Lego-built human shape. What I have in the source image is, of course, a lot more detailed, and we have to fix those styles. So what I have is the previous workflow that I did for Flux and SDXL Detailer, and what we're going to use is this part for the segmentation detailer in later steps. We're going to enable this part first to restore the details, bringing the source image back to the mask area from here. Because this group is the first sampling outpaint, the main purpose is only to help us build the extra content of the outpaint area. This sampling image is not going to be for our further enhancement or detailing image. So what we have to do is enable the restore detail. We have to use the restore source image detail, bringing this image from the source, the reference image, and paste this part on top of here so that we can reproduce exactly the same image. But we got the outpaint content from the first sampling output, so we enable this and jump to here. As you can see, I did this in the previous examples before this video. The next step we're going to do is use the segmentation segment detailer. Because sometimes, as you can see, this hand is just like a horse hooves or something like that. So you have to fix those. If you have extra legs when you generate, you have to fix those as well. So what I'm going to do is reuse this segmentation group. There's a person to enhance or use the hand to fix the hand, and we can exclude some other types, such as the person's face. We don't want to have a different face from what we have in the source image. So we want to retain the character itself. But if we have some outpaint of the hand, we have to fix that. Then we've got to choose these two options here. So use this group, and we come back to our new workflows. And later on, we'll talk about how we do upscale, using ultimate upscale, or having a flux image to make it more detailed. And put another group here for segmentation detail. And right here, I'll just call it the same, segment detailer. So right here, this will be underneath the first sampling. And we need those models to clip VAE positive and negative data for loading, but we don't need to duplicate all those nodes here, as we have already defined it in the first sampling group. We can reuse those, and I have added those in getSetNodes, so we can use these three and just use the get node here. So we got three of that. We'll have to duplicate it here, and also one more for the image and for the segment detailer. Remember, we are not getting the first sampling result, so we're going to get this output result in here. So when we select the image plane mask fix here, we're going to connect again into the input image. Then this is basically it for fixing hands. Or, well, like this one, we got a weird paddle hand from the Outpaint content. So bring that in and we'll see what's going to happen. And so in this case, let's say if the segmentation cannot detect another hand, it's only able to detect the right hand on this image. Then we have to fix this left hand, and it can't do it. So what we've got to do is maybe try another model. We try the person model, and this time we need the face to remain the same. And also, we cannot change the outside area. This painting is the wall art, as it has another face on here as well. And while it's regenerating, we don't want to change that content. So we've got to try the person and exclude the face. And let's do this. So that looks a little better. Again, you can tweak this and test any denoise settings. So let's say go for 0.5. It will be more aggressive to change a lot more on the body, and we'll see how that goes. As you can see, the fingers start appearing again. It's not like a horse paddle, so we have to define something more in here. Let's say perfect hands, and in the text prompt areas here, maybe we focus on things like bad hands, deformity, etc. So at least there is something better. Start seeing fingers again, and let's say we have this image already after details, etc. Then we can pass this to a set node. So for example, this is an image of the segment, a segment detailer image. Then we will pass this output for the next step. So for the Flux image groups, the main purpose of this is going to use the Flux realism LoRa, or we're getting more details from Flux. Some people like it and some people don't like it. If you are doing more natural styles of image, you don't want to polished like shiny skins, or even look so artificial in your Outpaint area, then you're not going to use the Flux image groups. If you want to get more styles from Flux, then run this group. So what I do is I'll be running one time with Flux and one without Flux. And lastly, we got the upscaler. Again, here it demonstrated Union SDXL Promax for multiple ControlNet type. The only thing we change is the ControlNet type to tile, and it supports tiles in this ControlNet model. And this is the previous result that I generated. For Flux, I like to use the GGUF type model and, basically, the text prompt. We're going to use the shared text prompt from SDXL. For sampling groups, we're going to use a very low denoise. We don't want to change too much from the segmentation detail output, so wait for the generation result, and we'll see both in the Flux output groups and also the upscaler groups. Okay, so we have the output image here in Flux, and basically this is an image-to-image feature. We got a very similar output, a little more polished for everything. Even the outpaint areas, the wall and the background, and the paint art on here as well as the bookshelf. But then yeah, if you like these polished styles for some reason, you can use the Flux models to enhance that a little, and I did not set too much high for the denoise, just 0.2. If I set it like over 0.5, that will be a lot more polished. And the final group is the upscalers that I have here. Again, I'm using the ControlNet Union SDXL Max. This is going to be using the tile upscale. So for the Union ControlNet type, we select tiles. After upscales, we are using denoise as low as possible, but not too low to be unable to take any effective enhancement for the upscale. And with the first one, we're going to use the NMKD upscaler models, and we enlarge the image size like this one and also have better resolutions, everything. And if you have like human characters, then mostly I'll be using the face sharpen upscales for another second upscaler. So, for example, we can try another image like this one. Let's go through how to locate the reference image in the new Outpaint Canva, because it is not going to be always outpaint an image from the middle. So first of all, I'll disable all these other groups and focus on the set image location. this group first. And because we have X and Y and then the scale number, maybe this time we can use scale 1. So that will be 100% scale. On this new image canvas like this, we have 100% scale, but we want to bring it down a little bit. And the image, I want to bring it right in the middle of this new canvas. So what we've got to do is set it to 50 and 50% for the X and Y coordinates. So imagine that we have an X and Y in the new canvas. We bring it down to 50% from the X and Y. So that is going to be right in the middle of this canvas area. So run it again and let's see the result. So what we're going to do is expand the black area in this canvas for the outpaint. Here's another example. For example, in this image, we have a lot of missing parts of the backgrounds and mainly focus on the characters. And this time, let's try another text prompt. Let's go for in an outdoor train station, then run it, and we can see how that looks. Although there's some kind of blurrish area between the outpaint and the source image regions in the newly generated image, and what we've got to do is we have to fix those, and it looks like after we fix that in the image blend by mask and auto adjust color, we fixed the first time here, and then we got another 50% to fix the second time. But there's still a lot of different shades from these styles. So again, it depends if you want to use the new auto adjust by color. You can use image option 2 for processing another image blend and the rest of the color adjustment here. So you've got to test again. You can test if tested 1 in this image input. Then we are going to use the SDXL output sampling in this image to test that. And yeah, this one, for example. So let's say we bring this one to another step. So the next one is going to be segmentation detailer. So before that, let's check how the hands and the legs of the character are. Because right here, this is from the source image for the hands. Doesn't need to be fixed much, but still, we can run it one more time to get a better hand. And we've got to use a flux image as well. And also upscalers. So enable all that. It will be run starting from here for the segmentations. This time we again remain the face. We won't do segmentations for the face. It will be cut off at the final segmentation area. We'll be using only the characters of the image. As you can see, the new image passed into here already has erased all the segmentation area for the face. We've got to redo the whole human character's image a little bit. And we got clearer hands and everything looks a bit better. Then next, we're going to wait for Flux. Yep, so there you have it, a little better, more fixed, but we still have to fix those borders if we have to pass to the next stage for upscaling. So again, in here, the denoise has to be played around with a little bit. In the meantime, while using Flux to polish everything, in this image, you can set different sampling steps as well. It's all testing, right? In this K-sampler, it's all testing different set parameters on sampling steps as well as noise. That's basically what we have to do most of the time until we get something that is better than what we see in Canvas. Then it will be a lot better to use ComfyUI for these solutions to make a better image for Outpaint. And yeah, at least right in these examples, we got something a little smoother. But I like this part. This is so integrated into one already for the train and this part. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope this inspired you guys, and this workflow I'll put in Patreon and all my Patreon supporters. You guys can go check it out, download that, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day. See ya.